Previously on Deep Six.
Okay.
And do I hit?
It's okay, mate. It's okay.
That would be a whiff.
Natural 1.
It was a natural one.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, you wind up to hit this guy, and you don't know if it's this blood substance on your hands or what, but you just go and just absolutely yeet your axe off into the sea.
We are wasted.
Mag just sees all this and she's like, the actual have I gotten myself?
How many axes do you have there? 0. I lost my hand axe in the sewers, and I lost this axe fighting this thing.
So he's just like, fine, take it!
Too busy crying. I'm gonna go buy a new weapon when I get back to the shop.
Every night I close my eyes, wonder where I go when I die. Underneath the surface I hear voices, just keep on pushing me down, trying to get to heaven, but it's all hell. And every day I wake up I still wonder if I'm dead or alive. 6 feet deep, deep six, sitting in the middle of heaven and hell. And every day I wake up I still wonder if I'm dead or alive. You know I'm undercover, underground.
So, after the events last time, you guys were able to defeat the resident Leviathan in the port, and following those weeks, very quickly, Magda, you realized that your cover somewhat was blown, and it might not be the safest anymore to continue in that line, and were brought into the fold, as it were, when you guys made your way back to the Gilded Mask, and so several weeks pass. Okay, you take up residency there and begin tracking, from the information that you gathered on your own, and that with your recently departed partner in Orlan. You guys, you still have your duties, right? So the days after Nemessia's disappearance as well starts to weigh heavy on not just Onyx, but all of you guys, and you can kind of feel that, especially you, because awkwardly the only space left as a bunk was Nemessia's, and so there's a little bit this kind of out with the old, in with the new, but some people, it's almost as if she's gone, and some people are still desperately looking for her, while you can kind of see the doubt in the back of people's minds. But life does go on. The misses keep coming from day to day. And I'd actually like to role play a little bit here. So on 3 different occasions, each of you were assigned to go out and receive a missive from the local drop. Mac, let's do yours first. You head out into the alleyway there just to pick up the daily drop. This is probably a week or 2 after the events that happened in the port. So underneath the 3rd lantern there, you reach down and remove the brick, right? And you reach in, you see the missive sitting there, just a small envelope. You reach in to pull it out, and you feel eyes on you. You feel someone is watching. And when you kind of, you're a big guy, so you're kind of stooped over to receive this thing. And you just kind of turn your head up and you see a small turtle child. And he's standing there and he's like, are you, what you got there?
Listen, pervert. Mac's worst nightmare. A small child. Nothing that concerns you, child.
Are you a spy? And you kind of look at him and you see that he's got like over his shoulder, you see like some other kids playing, and occasionally they look over and kind of snicker and laugh. But you see that this kid's got like a belt that he's fashioned, and he's got like what looks to be like a magnifying glass and a notebook, and he's wearing kind of a like over the back of his shell looks like a small kind of trench coat, and he's just like, are you a spy? I'm a spy.
Oh, it makes it worse.
So Wheezy from Harold.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna, as he says that, I'm just gonna kind of like put my finger to my lips, like I'm just gonna like, not here, and then I'm just gonna like wander off and like see what he does.
Oh, I got it. I understand. And he kind of gives you a wink. He's like, very, very hush, hush. He's like, my lips are sealed. And he just kind of toddles off. And you didn't see him again after that.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
Max gonna like take a mental note of that and just be like, it can't be. We have to move where we pick up the missives, otherwise we might have like, some child finding something.
Yeah. Well, you weren't the only one that had an experience like that, Jake. You went to pick up the missive one day, and similarly, you ran into another youth. It seems to be that the top of your alleyway, kind of right next to Cookie's bakery, where they know that they can probably get a few goodies off of him occasionally. It seems to be just where like the local kind of kids are playing. There's like stacks of crates and boxes where the markets are setting up and things, and you see a couple of different kids out there, a variety of kind of races and kind of family dynamics, different age groups. There's older kids and younger kids, and sometimes they're clearly playing games and they've got wooden swords and all this kind of stuff, but each one of them kind of has their own unique personality. And as you're picking up the missive one day, you see a ball just kind of bounces down the alley as you're picking up the missive, and a young girl runs into the alleyway. There's a small kind of half-elven girl, just wearing like a plain kind of patchwork dress that looks like it's probably been made at home. This is something that was bought, and she's like, "Oh, hi, can I have my ball?"
So this is bounced down the alley towards me.
Yeah. It's like at your feet.
At my feet. So I say I reach down. Apparently, I reach down short enough. So I reach and I grab the ball in one hand, and I just turn it over to her. I'm like, "Here you go. Here you go."
Thanks. What's your name?
I'm remembering the code names thing now. And Penny.
Okay. Are you wearing your mask?
Yeah. Well, I have to have a mask on there. It's stuck to me.
I like your mask. You can play with us if you want. Clearly thinks you're another child.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I'm alright. I've got important work to do.
Lamppost work? She's kind of looking at the lamp and whatever it is you might be doing.
Yeah, lamppost work. You know what I mean? I do quite a lot of jobs around the city. Sewers, cleaning, fucking lampposts apparently.
Yeah, she's kind of curls up her face again because she thinks you're a kid.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay. thanks anyway, and just kind of runs off back to her friends. Magda, you as well have an experience there picking up the missive, probably your first time picking up a missive. And it's late at night. You guys were busy during the day, and there's not that many people around. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You also feel like someone is watching you.
Don't make it obvious.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me. You got your swashbuckler stuff. That should boost your dex a little bit.
I do. So 16.
Yeah. So kind of as you turn over one corner, you actually feel like you saw a shadow of a figure on one of the rooftops adjacent to where you are. But just like, you're not even sure whether you saw it or not.
Yeah.
Just like, just a quick turn of someone, and whether you actually saw someone or not, you're not sure. And if you did, was it anything? Was it just someone on a rooftop? It doesn't have to be anything nefarious necessarily. But just something that kind of sticks in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So the days after Nemessia's disappearance become weeks become months. At first you expect Onyx to summon you anytime to arrive with some new lead, some impossible plan, some demand that you tear Verdencia apart stone by stone until she's found. But the summons never comes. Instead, you begin to hear stories, taking most of your direction from Argent rather than Onyx, because he's rarely visible. And every time you see him, he honestly looks worse and worse. You overhear bits of arguments between him and Argent, but are never privy to those conversations. But the two of them don't seem to be on the same page. You begin to hear stories, a dark-coated figure questioning ferrymen along the Styx, a stranger forcing his way into sealed rooms beneath the Hall of Records, someone matching Onyx's description seen bargaining with soul traders in the Veil Market and then threatening them when they had nothing useful to sell. When he does return to the Footlights, he's rarely the Onyx that you remember. Sometimes he arrives after midnight, his clothes rain-soaked and filthy, his collar open and his hair very unkempt, even for him. He disappears into the little side office without a word, leaving behind the sharp scent of cheap spirits. On other nights, you find him asleep at the main desk, one hand curled around an empty glass, the other resting upon maps covered in frantic notes. You guys kind of have different map boards set up based on the information that you've already gathered and bits and pieces which are coming in. The board where he was working in that particular instance, you see Nemessia's name appearing again and again, circled, underlined, connected by lines to places, people, and possibilities that lead to nowhere. Once he appears before you perfectly composed. His coat is immaculate, his voice is steady, and for a few brief moments he seems to be more of himself again. And then someone casually mentions Nemessia. The glass that he holds in his hand begins to crack. He looks down at the blood running across his palm as though it belongs to someone else.
I'm handling it,
he says. And then he's gone again. In his absence, NI6 continues its work. There are messages hidden beneath loose floorboards, instructions concealed inside theater programs, missions bearing the seals of both Radiance and Eclipse, sometimes delivered separately and sometimes pressed together on the same page. You recover stolen reliquary from agents of the Dark Consulate, only to discover that relic had once been taken from them by the light. Its holy radiance warms the sick and purifies the poisoned water. The priests who guard it offer its blessings only to those who can pay. You expose an Eclipse smuggling route running through the Drown Ward. Yet the contraband is not weapons or poison, it's medicine, carried beneath the city to families whose names have been quietly removed from the Light Consulate's healing rolls. Another mission sends you to protect a celebrated magistrate of Radiance from an assassin. The magistrate is brave, honorable even, has spent years defending the innocent, He's also condemned dozens to their death, admitting their innocence would expose the corruption within his own court. The assassin sent by the Eclipse knows every name. She carries them written upon scraps of black ribbon tied around her waist. On another night, you pursue a recruiter who has been drawing desperate children in the service of the Dark Consulate. You expect a monster, but instead you find a woman feeding them, clothing them, and teaching them to survive. She has saved their lives. She's also teaching them how to lie, how to steal, and where to place a knife so that death comes silently. The light speaks of order, justice, and hope. But you see, its light is used to blind as often as it is to illuminate. The dark speaks of freedom, truth, and necessary defiance. But you see how easily freedom becomes cruelty when no one is willing to draw a line. And through it all, Verdencia turns. And then one evening, months after she vanished, the doors of the theater open. And Onyx stands beneath the fading lights. He's thinner now, unshaven, exhausted. There's dried blood on one cuff, and the tremor in his hand is no longer something he can hide. But tonight, he is sober. In his hand, he holds a single folded piece of paper. And for a long moment, he says nothing. His eyes move across the room, resting briefly upon each one of you, and finally upon the empty place where Nemessia should be. "I've been looking in the wrong place," he says, almost ashamedly. And for the first time in months, there's something in his voice other than grief. There's fear. He unfolds the paper. It's not a letter. It's a fragment of an old, pre-cataclysmic map. The ink still faintly luminous, as though it remembers the light that no longer exists. The edges are burned, as if torn from something far larger and deliberately destroyed. At its center is a symbol that none of you recognize at first. And then Alice whispers, "The broken minds." Place officially collapsed generations ago, written off, sealed, forgotten, beneath layers of bureaucratic certainty and public relief, but the map shows otherwise. Deep beneath the mines, tunnels still exist, older than modern-day Verdencia itself. And marked along those tunnels are repeating sigils, not Radiance, not Eclipse, but things that are older, things that make both factions look like children arguing over candles in the dark. Onyx's finger traces a line across the page. It leads to a name scratched in hurried ink at the edge of the fragment. You know this not to be one name, but two. Volgrave. One declared dead, the other said to have expedited through political means to a high station. Through the NI6 files, you see lots of contradiction. Reports which seem to directly contradict one another. If you dig deep enough, it's hard to put much faith in any of the facts that you find. But still, those names keep returning. As well as, Magda, roll, I think it'd be intelligence. Okay. So you remember, before your time in the Abyss, you remember just in that moment, kind of jog something as you were looking through that ledger. You remember that one of the more recent purchases that the Volgraves had made, and this was 7-9 years ago now, was the broken mind, right? So they purchased it, again, long closed, with an attempt to reopen these mines for whatever reason. Beneath their names is a final annotation in Onyx's handwriting. Still active. The second line cuts across the map, intersecting the broken mines like a vein. It leads to something labeled only as the Choir Vaults. Beneath that, in a script that does not belong to any known faction, a warning. The machines are not sleeping. The room goes quiet as Onyx's voice drops lower. The Volgraves are not miners, he says. They've been custodians or prisoners, depending on which version of history you believe. And he looks up. Nemessia was last And Nemessia was last seen near the Styx intake channels that feed directly into the old mine systems. He's kind of drawing it and tracing, essentially triangulating how these things connect on the city map. And then finally, there's something beneath Verdencia. Something that predates the light. Something that predates the light consulate, the dark consulate, and even the Styx itself, as we understand it. And he taps the symbol on the map. This is not a war. This is not another war between Radiance and Eclipse. And his hand tightens. This is a mechanism being restarted. It takes a breath. Someone is feeding it souls. The words settle like a weight no one in the room is prepared to carry. Onyx folds the paper again, carefully, as though it might cut him. When it completes, he says, the mines will not stay broken. And he looks at everyone a final time. Whatever is waiting beneath them will not come alone. And he points to the symbol, which you guys have drawn many times, different versions of the tattoo which you saw on some of the cultists. When he does that, everybody make a perception check.
14.
All right, Stenny, you notice you're kind of looking off. You realize that this is the first time that he's spoken. Because this is the first time that Argent hasn't been present while he was here. And for the first time, the city outside the Footlights feels like a place, feels less like a place and more like a lid being closed. All right. So within this time, you guys have some options, so you haven't spent your entire time working on NI6 stuff. So in the times in between, what would your character do? What would they try to accomplish? 2 or 3 things, that you would say that your character would have been working on during this time.
I think Mag would have wanted to know a little bit more about these elves that had attacked them.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who had kind of followed him through that kind of portal through time that that he got stuck on. So he would have definitely wanted to know more about them. And then also he would have spent some time going to the record room again and meeting that old guy who gave him the book the last time. Yeah.
So where would you be looking for information about the
To be honest,
the assassins?
I think I would probably go to that guy because there was a lot of time stuff going on. And I think, he had shown that the last time he was there, he'd obviously shown that he knows something a little bit about how time works because he'd shown kind of that future version of Mac giving him the book. So kind of Mac kind of thinking two and two together that the two might be related to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to put a pin in your stuff there for a moment.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
First thing I was do is try and get an axe.
Okay.
It's just because I would have spent a lot of time trying to find an axe because I want to get just the right one after last.
Like Goldilocks, but with axes.
Yeah, basically, it's two
Okay.
axes.
Yeah. So let's just make a quick roll. I mean, honestly, an axe is finding an axe is not terribly difficult. Finding an axe which is going to suit you and your purposes. I will say that during that time, make a perception check as well.
50.
The sword and dagger which you pulled from Orlan. You recognize these things. You've tried to attune to them and are unable to. And you realize that some of the incantation written or engraved on the side of these weapons are clearly bardic.
Yeah.
So you feel like that they are meant for a bard. And so you do have them. They are valuable. You're welcome to do with them what you like. You're certainly proficient in using them if you want to, but you feel like without being a bard, you wouldn't be able to use them to their greatest ability.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Of
gonna.
course, you could always learn to be a bard if it takes your fancy.
Have you heard my singing voice? No. Well, yeah. So what I do is those ones. I'm gonna hold on to them for a while. Still, basically just put them in storage. So, and then the other thing I was gonna start doing was after fixing Nemessia's mask, a little bit. I kind of begin to get that like bug that gnomes get where we start to want to do tinkering. So I'm spending that time kind of reluctantly helping Alice with things that she has. So I'm kind of like pretending I don't want to help her with her kind of tinkering, but over time I'm beginning to find myself drawn more and more into that space and trying to build things again.
Okay.
Not anything major, but like doing little devices and stuff like that, helping Alice with that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I think she probably makes a little space for you in the shop, so she clearly has more space, but would rather give you a space than have you tinkering around with her shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
it's like competitive.
Yeah. Well, not even competitive, but just tinkers like their tools and their stuff in a certain place, and it's as much of a respect to you as it is not wanting anybody to mess with her shit. All right. But you do notice in that time as well, she is making significant progress on whatever she has behind that curtain.
Yeah.
It's some sort of large machine that she's working on back there fairly diligently. And almost as much as Onyx, you really see her kind of distraught. I mean, like when you guys met her, I mean, she almost has kind of a teenager like quality to her. She's not a teenager, but like she kind of had that, I don't want to say bubbly, but like a really positive kind of attitude towards all this kind of stuff, but since finding Nemessia's mask, she's really been hyper focused on her work, and whether what she's doing has any relationship to trying to help find Nemessia, you're not sure, or if she's just burying herself in the work. But you do see her, and she actually disappears for days at a time as well, and then she'll come back with some seemingly significant piece to whatever it is that she's been working for, or working towards. So anything else you would want to do there?
No, I think that's probably probably about right.
Magda, how about you?
I need to poisoned but not poisoned. Told him to fake his death and why I wasn't trying to escape.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Oh no. Good thing I'm a halfling.
I'm a hobbit.
I'm a hobbit.
I'm assuming that's
So is a hobbit just a halfling in bigger feet?
I think it's like trademark.
It is true.
Yeah. If anybody watched, that would be great.
Sue us!
Yeah. Yeah.
24.
Bad press is still press. Yeah. So with the 24, you spend quite a lot of your spare time, again, figuring, looking at these boards, relative to the information which you are gaining piece by piece, and kind of how this whole thing connects together. And you keep looking over, the accounts of where Nox the Coin Eater was present, and specifically the account that of the amount of winnings that they took on the night in the Rust Below, right? And the fact that they seem to prop Orlan up, according to the accounts given by those who were present, that they seemed to prop him up in the first rounds, but then seemed neither surprised nor upset that he lost. So they bet on him heavily in the early rounds, but then bet against him, it seemed, at the end. And that's all that you're able to glean from that information.
Suspicious.
The other thing, this time make an Arcana check for me. Okay. You can only reroll once a day, right?
Should I reroll here?
No, I was just asking. I mean, you can roll a skull die and add to it. I'll tell you this: you need 5 more. So you need a 5 or 6 on the skull die to.
Reroll once a day.
But you've also never rolled a skull die. So you can roll it 3 times before there's a consequence or a benefit. Whatever happens
You still don't know what happens.
entirely depends on. I mean, it's a random list. It may be good for you, it may be bad for you.
Oh, fine!
There you go. All right.
Oh, damn, you got my good roll.
Some of the agents of NI6 were actually able. They went into the Rust Below, and what they were looking for was the coin which was dropped. Because obviously it's quite powerful, and they were looking to, potentially run some tests on the Automan fluid, as was reported.
Automan juice.
Yeah, Automan juice, which which we already know is essentially
Souls.
it's souls, but
Souls.
well, it could be souls. But it's either liquid electrum or electrum itself, which, again, according to some of what you have found in Orlan's research, is believed to be a finite resource produced of all of the souls put to Verdencia. Right? But anyway, so that's what they were looking for, but what they found was the bottle that Orlan had. And through an Arcana examination at your station, you are able to divine that it was not, in fact, a poison, but rather a very rare but very potent potion. And so you believe that he, putting those two things together, you believe that he worked something out trying to get funds to leave Verdencia, that having nowhere else to turn, that he cut a deal with Nox.
Right.
And so that if Nox would prop him up and give him an additional Electrum coin to participate in the fights at the Rust Below, that he would essentially throw the fight at the end, allowing Nox to profit off of it. Now, whether Nox was going to fulfill his side of the bargain, whatever that was, whether it was just coinage or whether it was, possibly part of the deal that he made with Gerard to find his exit, you're not sure. But that would make the most logical sense to you.
When I realize that is what it is, I'll go over to Mac, whose name I refuse to learn, by the way.
It's good to have it.
Yeah. And
It's just rude.
and just be like, well, Muscles, you didn't actually kill him, which obviously you didn't because we saw him there.
Technically, he's through that
But-
fight, so you actually lost. You didn't even win that fight, technically.
Well, regardless, we're cool.
Okay. Whatever.
No, I
Like,
didn't even know that she was mad.
Joe. Smack, by the way.
She's gone. She didn't hear that. She just turned around.
Okay.
And she's just saying, what's her problem, man?
I don't know, Muscles. And I just turn around and walk away. Exact same way.
Right. Stenny, make an investigation roll.
That's fat. Little 7.
Yeah, so you're actually not able to find an axe. I mean, you find
Fucker.
like wood axes and that kind of thing. I mean, like you do find an axe, but it's just ye old axe. Like
Ye old axe.
yeah, ye oldie axe.
Fine.
Okay. And I'd say it's probably more of a hand axe. So currently you got a hand axe. You have been working a little bit more with your hang on, how do you say this in UK? In English. Piton for climbing.
Oh, spike.
In the US they say piton, which I know sounds ridiculous. But I think it's piton. Piton just sounds stupid.
Yeah,
but whatever it is, you know, this thing, because of the way that it's built, it's almost like a dual dagger. So like it's like if you stab something with this, it essentially makes an X.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is almost like a 4-bladed spike.
Yeah.
Right. It's fairly vicious in its own right. So being able to dual wield those two items, you know, you feel it'll get the job done until you find something better.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah. It's a weird way to fight though. It's like one is like that and one is like that.
Yeah. Magda, what if any weapons do you carry? Because if you didn't have anything, you could probably see you could see Alice and see if she has anything.
I don't know about Magda, but he's got guns.
Smith and Wesson, baby.
I was waiting for you to say something.
Nice slow pitch there.
How did it you get some respect in the back?
Oh, I have nothing.
Pop and squirt.
I have no equipment, so I should probably get some.
If you want, I've got a really cool blade thing that like
He never fucking uses.
in fact no. I'm keeping it. It's in
Just
my
like-
ears.
Oh wait, would Magda not get her own blade thing since they were like custom made for?
Yeah, I mean, like you can go see Alice.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So what kind of weapon would you be looking for?
She's a giant axe. This is my one. You can have it.
Also, you know, I mean, the station is still set up with those items from the very beginning, where you have, you know, potentially you can take the different kits or items from the different kits. She does actually come out while you're thinking about what kind of weapon you would want to carry. She comes out, you know, if anything at all. I mean, like even if it's just kind of a standard dagger,
I mean, I need some big daggers.
she could have a +1 dagger, no problem. And additionally, Alice comes out, and one of the things that she's kind of been working on the side, and in these very ornate boxes, she gives to you guys these runic stones. They're small, about the size of a small pebble, and she says, I don't want anybody else getting lost, right? And so these would be divination stones, and she gives one to each of you, and as you take possession of them, it does not cost against your attunement. Okay, so you can attune to two items. Okay, not including armor. Okay, so you can attune to an armor and then 2 additional items, but this doesn't count towards any of that. And you know, kind of the main screen there in the in kind of the briefing room, you see these kind of figures pop up on the map, and they're all sitting right on top of each other, basically at the gilded mask. And you see not only 3, but you see one for her as well as one for Ruby. Ruby's one you see is currently in the Vale Market. You're not sure what she's doing there. She left earlier that morning, and seems to be she's
Did she let her out by herself? This was your day to look and watch.
I don't know what she's doing, but I'm sure she's making a nobody joke about it. She's probably just bothering Cookie.
You're not sure. She did take the dog with her, and she had mentioned something about going and trying training the dog. Oh, okay. So you think maybe she's looking for some help with that, or possibly going to visit her friend that she found there. Or it's Ruby. Who the fuck knows what she's doing? Yeah, she's looking for donuts. Who the fuck knows? So, all right. So I'm gonna say on this particular day, Magda and Stenny, you guys are working quite closely, looking at some of the runes and things that were scrawled on the board by Onyx, and Stenny, you specifically identify some of these runes as being like some of them are quite clearly dwarven, which you have seen used heavily around the city, as there is quite a bit of dwarven architecture built into kind of the bridges and canal systems that run through the course of Verdencia. But you do notice a few. Actually, make a perception check for me with advantage.
I like to call the buttons. Oh, that's better. So it's 12 plus 4, 16.
Yeah, that'll do it. So you begin to recognize some of these are Gnomish, ancient Gnomish.
Oh.
So the kind of things that you haven't seen since before coming to Verdencia. They're not exactly the same. There seem to be kind of bastardizations, or possibly even older versions. You're not sure, but they definitely seem to have a Gnomish lineage to them.
Am I looking at these as well?
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a nosy because I
Yeah.
Gnomish.
Yeah, go for it.
You speak like people's language?
Are you a gnome as well?
I'm not a gnome, but I speak it.
You're halfling. Oh, you speak it. Yeah.
Excuse me, but she speaks perfect Gnomish
Okay.
in a flawless accent. It's a little bit racist sometimes, but it's usually right.
Was it perception, or what was the check thing?
Doesn't matter.
Are you looking for anything specific or just in general?
Well, did you tell me that you're like, hey, this is old Gnomish?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm reading the Gnomish as well, just to see if I can
Okay.
translate.
It's not words, right? It's like so these runes or glyphs are, essentially pieces of a greater symbol or structure, and that's when they're put together, according to Gnomish lore, that these were they weren't actually spoken, but for lack of better way to understand this, when these words were spoken was what created the world. So in a time before language, like in the literal beginnings of the universe, again, according to the gnomes.
So this is the Kung's Big Fang.
Yeah.
What do you mean according to the gnomes? The gnomes are right. This is how it happened exactly.
A lot of people believe that. Right? Whereas the other races and religions would have different accounts of these kind of things.
Did
they have a flood? Did they have a flood?
Roll a history check.
No, we didn't have a flood, but we had a big wet day. Which was awful. 7 gnomes died. It was the worst single mass casualty event in history.
14, not that you recall.
The rain was only 3 feet. Everybody died.
You do know that it is kind of one of the big kind of controversies between Gnomish and Dwarvish culture. Is this whole creationist idea, and because they believe in the Great Forge and all this kind of stuff, and so while you're not an expert in that, you do know that it is kind of the root of a lot of kind of systemic hatred between the two cultures. Why are you laughing when I say systemic hatred?
Just because this is where you're all going to find out that I'm actually like
A Nazi.
I'm like basically just like a no fascist, and I'm like very like no, we're right, everybody else is wrong.
You're wrong and I'm right.
I agree with this, then he wouldn't let any dwarves join our party.
No hair faces allowed in the party.
That's why Magda to shave.
Yeah, if anything, that was too much.
Bring it back.
Concentrate.
All right.
That brings us to the end of the episode of Daggers and Drams. Thank you for spending some time with us. Whether you're painting minis, driving home from work, preparing for your next session, or simply escaping into another world for a little while, we're grateful you've chosen to join us at the table. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment below. Not only does it help us grow, but it helps more adventurers like you discover the stories that we're telling. A special thank you goes out to our supporters, patrons, artists, collaborators, guests, and sponsors, and to anyone who continues to support the show. Your encouragement, feedback, and enthusiasm help make Daggers and Drams what it is. Before we go, a couple of quick announcements from around the table. We're always looking to connect with talented artists who share our love of tabletop gaming and storytelling. If you're an illustrator, designer, map maker, miniature painter, or creative of any kind who would be interested in working with Daggers and Drams, we'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to support the show, be sure to check out our limited run merch shop. Every purchase helps us continue improving the podcast, creating new content, and bringing more adventures to the table. If you'd like to learn more about the show, get in touch, or keep up with what we're working on, you'll find everything you need in our bio. As always, thank you for being part of this adventure. Until next time, pour yourself a dram, settle in by the fire, and keep on telling great stories.